Angel Reese has put out footage of her working out in the gym. It's just a few seconds, like 9 seconds. Now, remember, Angel Reese has said to us that people are not just watching basketball for one player. They're watching because of me too.
Instead of posting a short, chaotic 9-second clip of gym mayhem, the Indiana Fever chose a different route. They quietly released full workout footage featuring Caitlin Clark and their newly drafted rookies. And this wasn't just a mix of random, messy moves made for the camera. It showcased clean ball handling, smooth transitions, sharp coordination, and serious game focus, impressively all within just 48 hours of joining the team. While one group seems more interested in chasing attention with shaky, flashy clips, the other is clearly putting in real effort to build strong team chemistry. It's easy to spot who's serious and who's just putting on a show.
So the Indiana Fever lads just released workout footage of their rookies. They finally have released footage of their rookies playing.
Here's the real question. When one player is fully focused on building something meaningful and another seems more concerned with creating a polished image for the cameras, who would you trust with your team's future? Don't answer too quickly, because what you're about to see will make the choice crystal clear. If you're excited about the Fever this season, drop a comment below saying, "I've got the fever." Let's go.
One person to beat. Tough.
Okay, that's all we get to see. 9 seconds. And in these 9 seconds, we can see that there's some work to do.
When Angel Reese posted her short 10-second clip, what really stood out was the lack of real substance. There were a few weak shots, some awkward footwork, and no sign of competitive intensity. Honestly, the whole video felt more like a last-minute attempt to grab attention than an actual training session. It came off as more of a staged workout for the camera than anything serious.
Angel Reese, nothing but net. Let's get it! Bang! She finally did it. She shot enough bricks that she was able to build her very first home. Congratulations, all by age 22. Bang! Take a look back brick by brick and how we got here. The jab that no one falls for. Bang! How about the pick and pop where none of them drop? What is she gonna do? Shoot another long two? I'll teach a class on where to shoot the basketball from, and you will learn not to shoot from here on day 1, okay?
Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever delivered a completely different message. Their full practice footage, featuring Caitlin Clark alongside rookies Michaela Timpson, Bree Hall, and Yvonne Im, showed what real preparation looks like. Sharp ball movement, smart passing, and tight defensive rotations. These rookies didn't just show up, they locked in from day 1. Caitlin's court vision was as sharp as ever, threading passes through tight gaps and setting the pace for the entire team. No flashy effects or filters, just real, high-level basketball in action.
Let's take a look at the hour workout right here. Let's take a look at the workout. So you've got Aaliyah Boston immediately going and talking with Michaela Timpson. Immediately. And there is Yvonne Ejim and Bree Hall. So the 3 of them are here. So running the pick and roll, which hopefully they do run a bit of. Ejim, open layup. Okay, Bree Hall with some post work. Spot up shooting. In fairness, that is what Bree Hall, if she does make the team, is going to do. Oh. Did we just see that? Obviously, there is the pick and roll. But did we just see the athletic Michaela Timpson? She just caught a lob. She's out here catching lobs in this work.
The contrast couldn't be more obvious. Angel is chasing viral moments while Caitlin and the Fever are working toward championships. Angel might be winning on Twitter, but Caitlin is aiming to dominate the league. It only took a few seconds of Angel Reese's footage to reveal a serious issue. She's not getting the kind of coaching she needs to thrive at the pro level. Instead of correcting major technical flaws, she's surrounded by people who offer empty praise and overlook the basic skills she urgently needs to improve.
What you're doing in your workout is important, but I gotta say this. Who's working with you is also important. I don't know who the young man is working with Angel. I don't know if he's a part of the Sky organization or not. My guess is he's not. My hope is he's not, because there are things that need to be corrected And instead, I'm hearing him give like the nod, giving the praise to what she's doing.
This is how a social media brand falls apart the moment real competition begins. True players don't need applause for every dribble. They need tough, honest coaching. Angel isn't being trained to succeed against WNBA-level defenses. She's being shaped to stay relevant online. But when the real games begin, when hype and image can't protect you, will Angel rise to the challenge or crumble under the pressure?
I say tough. When she puts up a shot, makes the shot, tough. That's, his way of saying that's hot, that's right on, that's knocking it down, that's the way to do it. Whatever you want to say in the way of praise. But he really needs to be correcting Angel's.
Over at the Indiana Fever camp, the difference is clear. Practices are intentional and focused on the details. Every pick and roll is executed with purpose, and every fast break is carefully managed. Yvonne Edgum finished strong at the rim. Bree Hall worked on her mid-range shots and spot-up threes, and Michaela Timpson looked fearless, catching lobs with authority like a seasoned pro. Every drill, every rep had a purpose. These players weren't just going through the motions, they were grinding toward a goal.
There by Bree Hall. Again, near 40% shooter. She's catching lobs. Ball up midi from Yvonne Edgum. Bree Hall to the basket, but yeah. So Caitlin Clark working. Are they all working as rollers? You never know. Maybe some guard-to-guard screen roll actions are going to be...
Meanwhile, in Angel's world, we see a few scattered jump shots in an empty gym, with no coach, no corrections, and no sense of urgency. One side is preparing for greatness with focus and intention. The other is chasing Instagram highlights. The difference is already clear, and the season hasn't even started yet.
Okay, so I want you to just take a look at her form. I'm going to go back just a little bit. All right, so this arm here, this is her left arm. I'm right-handed, so when I demonstrate something, it's going to be the opposite for me because I'm right-handed. But you can see this arm right here is pretty good. The shooting arm, which would be her left arm, I always say it's kind of like a waiter carrying a tray. The off arm, which is really supposed to guide the other one, is a problem. As you can see, it totally covers her face. It's crossed over her face.
Then there's Angel's shooting. Form, it's bad, really bad. Any coach with experience would fix it right away. Her offhand crosses over her face almost like she's dabbing mid-shot. Her follow-through is off balance, her elbow flares out wildly, and her wrist snaps inward instead of staying in line with the ball. If you're wondering why her shots often clank off the rim, this is the reason.
And then her palm is facing her on the inside, which is kind of weird. I don't know how you do that. So it's crossed over her face, over her eyes, as you can see. And this is here, and it's like this on the ball. Like I said, it's the reverse because she's left-handed, but it's just an odd way to shoot the basketball with her elbow all the way out.
At the WNBA level, these details matter. Tiny flaws can mean the difference between making a shot or missing badly. Angel Reese isn't being held accountable for these mistakes, and that's a ticking time bomb waiting to explode once she faces real defenses that won't care about her Instagram following. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's technique looks automatic. Watch her catch a pass, clean, crisp, no wasted motion. It's so instinctive that she doesn't even have to think about it. This comes from thousands of hours of real practice, not content created for the camera or edited for likes. Every move on the floor flows naturally, built on pure repetition and dedication. Caitlin doesn't need theatrics. Her flawless fundamentals speak for themselves.
Michaela Timpson still goes up and grabs. There's another defender there. You know what? Never doubt the real point guard. Never doubt that. If you throw it too much towards the left hand, there is another defender coming in here. So never doubt Caitlin Clark. That's bad by me. But a good catch. A very, very good catch. Getting it down, butting it back up. A very solid catch.
When you watch Caitlin at work, you see the result of true greatness, precision, fluidity, and mastery. Now compare that to the shaky, staged gym sessions, and where the main goal is a viral post rather than a perfect shot. The difference is staggering. At the end of the day, it's simple. One player is chasing a moment, while the other is chasing a dynasty. One is building an image, the other is building a legacy.
McDonald's commercial where she goes, nothing but that. No, that commercial took weeks to make, man. Cause bang! McDonald's be trolling me at this point, cause this is everything but net. Bang! Again! No, why? What is she doing?
I hear what none of y'all say. She's my favorite hooper. Look at this soft touch. It's like a pillow.
Bang! You know that Caitlin Clark was more likely to make a three-pointer than Angel Reese was to make a layup? Yeah, that's a real stat. Bang! Just kidding, but it's close though. Last time, 3-ball, butter pecan. Bang!
The Indiana Fever aren't here to flex on social media. They're here to win games, and they're putting in the real work to make it happen. Caitlin Clark and the new rookies are building strong foundation that can handle the tough demands of a WNBA season. As for Angel Reese, she may be racking up likes now, but when the season gets serious, hashtags won't save her.
I will say, it's good to see them working out. You got Aaliyah Boston giving advice to Michaela Timpson. I would assume Michaela Timpson's going to make this team. I would very much assume Timpson's going to make it because she is a rim runner. She's a rim runner with super FSU, who weren't bad. Like, I know, obviously, FSU weren't great with Tanaya Latson leaving, but they weren't bad at all. They really weren't. And you're looking at, again, footage with them run the pick and roll. I like that. I like the slip pass from Caitlin. I do.
No need for flashy theatrics here. The Indiana Fever rookies are showing exactly what it takes to make it in the pros. Quiet, relentless work, and laser-sharp focus. Aaliyah Boston, already emerging as one of the franchise's leaders, has stepped into a mentoring role, offering valuable tips to Michaela Timpson. And Michaela isn't just nodding along. She's applying those lessons right away, flying up and down the court with purpose, making smart rim runs and showing impressive efficiency. There are no staged highlights or fake glamour here, just real athletes building real careers, one tough practice at a time. Meanwhile, while some other players seem more focused on social media clout, the Fever are quietly grinding it out, constructing something genuine. At the end of the day, it's not the clicks or filters that matter. It's this hard work that will determine who thrives and who quietly fades away after a year.
And to be fair, that is a good catch. That is a real good catch. But again, not saying too much about that. Being able to catch that on balance and go and finish, we'll take that. We'll take that from Michaela Timpson. We will take good hands, the ability to run, and some athleticism. That's all we need.
That's all Michaela Timpson needs. No gimmicks, just simple, clean play that shows her value. She catches the ball in stride, maintains her balance, and finishes with strength. These basics are exactly what coaches look for in a professional rookie. Michaela checks every box without needing to put on a show. Strong, sure hands, quick, decisive cuts, and real athletic ability. These are the traits that get you minutes in the WNBA. Now compare that to Angel Reese. Her movements look clumsy, her control is shaky, and her fundamentals are barely holding up.
She catches the pass, and then she shoots the basketball. Let me back it up. She's still shooting too low. So she drags that foot. It's interesting how she drags that foot. She does that a lot. Anyway, she drags the foot, and then she has the ball. It's too low. It's too low here. This offhand still looks it's a little odd the way it is, but continuing. Now I want you to look at this, how different this looks from this. We've talked about this before. Your wrists should not be...
In a hyper-competitive league like the WNBA, energy alone isn't enough. Players have to channel that energy with control and skill. That's why it was so frustrating to see an energetic player like Celeste Taylor overlooked last year. It felt like a real waste of potential. Christy Sid's old system prioritized slow, methodical play, focusing on pounding the ball into the paint instead of unleashing athleticism and speed. But those days seem to be over. With a revamped game plan, dynamic athletes like Michaela Timpson, who combine agility with real explosiveness, are finally going to have the opportunity to shine. In today's game, it's the versatile, fast-paced players who don't just survive, they define the future.
Defense, good hands, and like running. That's all we need. That's all we need out of the power forward. But yeah, it's good to see again the rookies are in there.
With the elite level, technique has to hold up not just when you're fresh, but when you're exhausted and under pressure. It's easy to look polished when you're at 100%, but true greatness shows up when your legs are shot and the clock is ticking down. That's why athletes like Caitlin Clark and Mikayla Timpson focus so much on hammering fundamentals into instinct. Every movement must be second nature, especially when the pressure intensifies. Angel Reese, on the other hand, is carrying too many loose habits, and that's going to haunt her. Her form and mechanics might pass in controlled settings, but when fatigue sets in during real WNBA games, those flaws will be exposed. Sloppy mechanics don't just miss shots, they ruin your entire game under pressure. Players like Caitlin and Mikayla survive because their skills are battle-tested. Angel right now is playing on borrowed time.
Even guards her. Come on! Don't disrespect her. Of course they guard her in the paint when she's playing volleyball. Look at that! Of course they're gonna guard her in the paint when she's playing ping pong with the backboard. Not gonna let her have all the fun. Of course they're gonna guard her when she's flopping like a fish out of the water. Give her oxygen, man! And of course they're gonna try to guard her in the paint when she's stat batting for her own double-doubles. Am I right? The commenter may be right. There are situations where, indeed, you may not have to guard her at all. Angel Reese's awkward, crossed-arm shooting form isn't just a minor technical flaw, it's a massive red flag. Shooting is all about precision, and if you start with a broken foundation, no amount of practice can save you when things get tough. When fatigue sets in, even players with perfect form can struggle to maintain consistency. But if your foundation is already unstable, it's game over when the real pressure starts. You must, because you will look like the defensive player of the year against her every single time. Here we go, Exhibit A, long two on her own island. Bang! Don't guard her. Hand down, man down, butter pecan. Bang! Call her jump shot Chernobyl because you can't go anywhere near it. Bang! It's radioactive, radioactive. Bang! Watch possessions like this, and I think maybe, in fact, you don't need to guard her at all. Hopscotch in the paint? That's crazy. Bang!
A jump shot without a solid base is like stacking a skyscraper on quicksand. It might look fine in perfect conditions, but at the first sign of stress, it collapses. Angel can spend endless hours filming fancy gym sessions, but in the WNBA, no one's handing out trophies for who posted the most workout reels. They'll be watching to see who's still hitting shots when the lungs are burning and every possession counts. And right now, it doesn't look good.
Angel Reese is now quoted as saying, "I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person." She refuses to say Caitlin Clark's name. "It's because of me too, and I want you to realize that."
If you want to call yourself a high-level athlete, every second you post online becomes an audition. No one forces you to put out videos, but when you do, your flaws are on full display. Technique is brutally honest. It doesn't lie or flatter. Every weak shot, every sloppy pivot, every missed correction is clear to those who know what to look for. Angel Reese may grab headlines with her popularity and personality, but at the professional level, it's discipline, fundamentals, and relentless attention to detail that build careers. Eventually, all those missing pieces will catch up. The bright lights and social media buzz can only hide poor form and shaky fundamentals for so long, before the reality of elite competition exposes everything.
Sorry, young lady. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody would be watching the WNBA additionally for you. This is all about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is bringing the money to the game, the planes to the game, the TV viewership. The WNBA is on fire because of Caitlin Clark.
At Indiana Fever practices, the sharp divide is already clear. Caitlin Clark isn't relying on curated footage or viral moments. Her fundamentals speak for themselves. Mikayla Timpson has proven that she's not just athletic, but technically sound, coachable, and ready to contribute. These players aren't chasing fleeting fame, they're building real, lasting impact. And when the season begins, when every possession is a battle and every mistake comes with a price, It will be the athletes who put in the quiet, thankless work who rise, the ones who chose building over branding, the ones who stayed in the gym long after the cameras stopped rolling, the ones like Caitlin Clark and Indiana's new rookies, ready to leave a real legacy, not just a trending hashtag. If you're excited about the Fever this season, comment, "I've got the Fever" below. Let's go. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen and we'll see you in the next one.